Welcome to episode 9 of Blue-lusional. Almost at double digits.
Almost at 10. Almost at 10.
Almost at 10.
So close.
Hopefully this time we won't be covering our...
This is just...
We've got a little less of that this week.
A little less. But it is Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
From Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion are wishing you a happy Pride Month. We want to do something special for the LGBTQIA plus community this month because we know with this administration that they are going to downplay Pride Month and Trump's going to make this month all about his birthday. We know that. So we want to make sure that we are focusing on what's really important in June, which is Pride Month. So we want to hear from you. We would love to hear your stories, your truth, your joy, your rage, your stories, what you feel this administration is doing, what they're not doing, ways that we can be better allies, all of it. Anything you would love to share with us, because we want to take those stories and amplify them here on the podcast and on TikTok. So that way we just have a full stream all month of Pride and what it means. So as your message,
as your token bisexual person with the golden retriever gamer boy husband, please tell us about all of your experiences in the legitimate qua. But I am particularly interested in the legitimate qua. But I am particularly personally interested in those of you who experience bi-erasure.
Yes, the legitimate qua.
The token B in the legitimate qua.
The B.
DEIB.
She's D. She's equity B.
I'm equity B. Equity bisexual. I don't know.
Yes.
That's why I'm equitable.
You're equitable B. I love it. But yes, with your care and with your consent, you can send us your stories. You can either include your name or you can say you want to remain anonymous. You can send it to our email, which will be linked below. Our social medias, our DMs are open on all of our social medias. And if you know us personally, you can let us know personally the story and we will share it. Because we want your truth to be shared this month and we don't want it to be overshadowed by an administration that wants to silence you. We want to hear it all. And we want to make sure that everyone's voice is elevated this month. Because they don't want us to talk about the legitimate qua. But we want to talk about it. And we're
going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. So we can't wait. Send us everything. Kitty, you're going to have to send it. But
oh, I will. Yep. I will send it. It will be featured. All of the fun
she's gonna do on Substack.
Substack
on being equity B.
Equity B. I mean, let's be real. I'm probably the most stereotypical person you'll ever meet.
But we want to hear all the stories, all of them. So happy Pride!
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Now let's get into the stories this week. We've got a fun one.
Oh, we have a fun one. Taco, burrito, taco. We have taco tariffs getting struck down, not once, but twice. Unfortunately, we didn't get a 3 strike, but that's all right because we know this is going to be an ongoing battle for probably all of 2025 and likely through 2026. Let's be real, because it has to go all the way to the Supreme Court. And then they're going to have to do their ruling. And then we have to assume that the regime is probably not going to follow through with it. But long story short, everybody's enjoying Taco Tuesdays, Taco Thursdays, because Trump always chickens out. And we have chickens and bananas. Chickens and bananas. Everything is bananas with chicken.
I love it.
All the memes are warming my heart. We need more of it. Let's go tacos. Taco Bell is now KK Caroline. Formerly known as KK Caroline is now Taco Bell.
They're calling the MAGA supporters now taquitos.
Taquitos.
No,
What are
I love
taquitos? What are taquitos? I want tacos. Where are the tacos?
Tommy, I said I wanted some taquitos for dinner.
They don't know what taquitos are. They have white people taco night. If you've ever heard the white people taco night,
Oh my god.
ground beef
All
from the grocery store and lettuce from the grocery store.
See, all I could think of with taco night before was "Por qué no las dos?" with the crunchy or soft tacos.
Girl,
¿Por qué no
I
las
love it.
dos? Why not both?
I
And
just love all the memes. All the memes
now
coming out are so good.
all of the chicken tacos, all of it.
The
Oh,
AI,
it's
it's
wonderful.
so good.
The chicken soup.
Chicken banana. Chicken banana. Banana.
So good. It's
He's
so
so
good.
mad. He's so mad. He's so
I
mad.
need to see these restaurants starting a chicken taco sale.
Oh.
I need you guys to do
Orange
it.
chicken specials.
Just need you guys. I need you guys to do it.
Oh, that'd be
I
great.
would love it. And like Amanda's mild take said, bullying works with a dictator
Because
because
they're just big bullies.
they're big bullies, so you gotta bully them back. It's okay. Bully the man. Bully him.
He'll be fine.
This is my announcement.
Democrats need to be
Casey.
meaner.
Bully
From Tim
them
Walz.
because they hate being bullied.
Well, more tomfoolery. President Taco says he wants to investigate the Democrats in their fundraising, which they use Act Blue, and he cited some concerns that I'm still laughing reading it. Foreigners and fraudsters were using elaborate schemes and dummy accounts to funnel illegal contributions to politicians and causes. And as we know, every accusation is a confession. And I mean, come on. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? I don't know. Maybe the person that accepted a jet from Qatar that wasn't approved by Congress? I don't know. Oh, it's just funny to read out loud. I mean, I see it going nowhere. It's just more of him being a blowhard, trying to rile up the base, have them go, yeah, investigate them Democrats. They're criminals.
Them demon crats.
Them demon crats.
Demon crats.
I can't. We're liberals. We're the lib T word that I can't stand. We're all the things that we're the snowflakes, but God forbid we say something that is even partially true.
God forbid we call him Taco.
Or taquitos.
They can call us demon crats.
But
right.
the second
Sleepy Joe, but God forbid, let's go taco.
God forbid.
Yeah, the second they see some taco emojis on TikTok, some people start getting put in timeout.
Space.
So yeah, that's that. It's not going to go anywhere. Another thing that didn't go anywhere was Trump attempting to take away all of Harvard's federal funding. Again, in under 24 hours, it was swatted away because I don't know. It's because Barron didn't. Well, we know why. It's because it's straight out of the dictator playbook. You attack higher education. Who is the pinnacle of higher education in this country? Harvard. So if Harvard is the one to bend the knee, that means everybody else doesn't stand a fucking chance. Harvard is going hard. They are swatting their shit at every turn, and kudos to them. Kudos to them for holding the fucking line, because that's how you deal with a dictator.
The reason they won the Do Not Comply in Advance award like twice in a row.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep
Two-time
winning it at this point.
Yeah, they're doing fucking great. They're doing really good right now.
Who's not doing really good is Trump himself. He is now really starting to say the quiet parts out loud. They are going to need to put like child safety measures on his phone, because if that man gets a hold of his phone at 3 a.m., it is game over. All the secrets All of them. He's just typing up. So we've seen him talk about the election 3 times already, but now he is admitting what we all knew is that he's protecting Putin. And he has been protecting Putin for years. Oh my God. Who would have thunk it? Crazy,
My
right?
flabbers.
No, it's not
Aghasted.
crazy. The
The
only
fuck?
crazy part is
What?
that they let him continue to have that posted after a couple hours. Somebody should have taken that down right away, and they didn't. So screenshots live forever. Yes, he posted saying that he's been protecting Russia and he's really mad at his best buddy because him and his best buddy were apparently mere moments away from negotiations. And then Putin sent missiles to Ukraine because we all know Putin does not want peace. He doesn't want to negotiate. He doesn't want to go back and forth about which land he gets. He wants all the land. So I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but
All I can think of
legals.
is that time when he was like, Putin,
No,
stop.
stop, Putin,
Stop.
stop.
Vladimir, stop
Stop.
And
it.
he didn't stop.
Stop.
So now they're not besties anymore, and he's threatening him by saying, yeah, things would be really, really bad if I wasn't protecting you, which is like a direct threat to Putin. So now we're targets, which is
Yay.
something, guys. So that's your
Woohoo.
guy. That's your guy. Now we've got a target on our back. So yeah, that happened. And yes, everyone was like, well, where's Congress? He's admitting to treason. Yeah, he's been convicted of a lot of things, guys. Treason's not gonna they're
34
not
count
blinking an eye at that.
felon.
We're not blinking an eye at the treason. It's just going to show you that we need to start voting everyone out because they don't care that he is a war criminal and committing treason. They not good enough for them. Nope.
It's not
2026,
enough.
y'all. Every single seat, every election. This is why midterms fucking matter. This is why midterms matter. And if you look at history, when a president like Trump does shit work and their
Mhm.
ratings drop down, historically, the opposing team wins for a very long time. So I'm looking forward to 2026. It's going to be a good
Yes.
time.
And if you don't know what's going on, you want a visual look. Devin has been keeping a tally on all of the traders and where they're at, and an Excel
Yeah.
spreadsheet that we will have available for you guys to keep track of, so
It'll be the guide
you
to
know who to vote for.
midterms. Yeah.
Yes.
And just
So,
saying, Judgment Reverse was also the card of the day, and it just popped out as a little reminder that karma's watching.
now, let's talk about the Job Corps, and let's call it what it is. The US government is going to make tens of thousands of poor, mostly black and brown young people homeless. That's what it is. We don't need to like come up with the correct terms. No, that's what it is. The Labor Department announced that all Job Corps centers are shutting down by June 30th. So, in less than 30 days. So, they're eliminating the only federal program that gives low income youth ages 16 to 24 food, housing, basic job training, a fighting fucking chance in a system that has not done anything for them. This is their fighting chance. Yeah, that's done by June 30th. So they're being told to pack up and figure it out. Many of them come from either broken homes, from foster care, so you pro lifers. Yeah, the foster care system's not good. So a lot of them come from foster care, abuse, or have already been living in the streets. And this was their chance. So, no, they're not just losing their classes like everybody online is saying. They're just taking away the classes. No, it's shelter. They get fed, they get job training. Again, a fighting fucking chance at life. So, you're all saying probably, why are they doing this? Well, it's basic and simple. You remove the rose colored glasses, you will see they don't want them to have a fighting chance. They want to either control them or get rid of them. So, either, like Kitty said, military, those 16 to 24-year-olds, they have no other option. You can put them in the military and they'll listen to what you have to say because they have no other chance. You could either do that or you can eliminate them, let them go into the streets and
And
die.
just a reminder, the this is June is also about Black awareness, Black history, because Juneteenth. Keep that in mind as well. And this grinds my gears horribly because historically, when the army is down on recruitment and soldiers and they need bodies to fill the army, they historically go after communities, Black and brown communities, historically. And they make it in a way where it's like, oh, earn your freedom. They specifically, this is rooted in racism. And
It is.
it is it is infuriating that people don't see it simply out of ignorance of history.
Because they're
It's
going to
not a
end this,
coincidence.
guys. And then when they do draft them into the military, they're going to make it seem like they're giving them a chance. You guys should be thankful. You don't have another opportunity. Well, they didn't have one because you took it away from them. This is the only opportunity you're giving them, and it's not an opportunity. So we're just letting you know. If you think it ends here, it doesn't. We have a bill, big, beautiful bill that we continue to talk about. Well, because now it's at the Senate. And if it passes, there's going to be cuts to Medicaid. There's going to be hospitals shut down. More people are going to lose their lives. But also, SNAP benefits are going to be slashed for many. So if you think that it's just fiscal responsibility, it's tightening the belt on budgeting, it is not.
A
It
reminder, we
is.
are paying millions and billions of dollars for Trump's golf trips every weekend.
Or this parade that he wants to have in a couple weeks.
And one stat, there's 1.2 million veterans on SNAP.
Yes.
Just to put
So
a number on it.
if now's the time to do anything like joining us for the People Sick Day movement, now is the time. Because we're 130 days in, 130 out of a 4-year term. And this is where we're at. We can't sit around and wait.
No.
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 We got to start acting.
So
This should be, putting some gears into place for everyone.
this
And
should
it
light a fire
starts
under you.
it starts with us in our communities, in our homes, in our schools is where it starts. Get involved with your local school board, get involved with your local community, your mayor. Find out when your city halls are being held, if they're being held virtually. Do all the
Go to
things,
them.
people, please. Because, yes, what's going on across the country sucks ass, but it starts with you at home. You need to affect change locally before you can affect it largely. And if all else fails and you don't have the spoons to do all of that, fivecalls.org, make one call a day.
Yes.
Yep.
So just think about joining the People Sick Day. Because something like this, we need to start doing something.
Yep. So reach out to us if you want a link to that Discord for the 3-day labor strike / 3-day economic blackout. That is the People's Sick Day. Here's something that's sick. U-Haul is essentially sponsoring the Patriot Front, the white supremacist group. They were recently caught in 4K again, hopping out of U-Haul trucks, going off to their little white supremacist meetings, walking around black and brown communities, trying to scare them, what have you. But this time, people were locked in. Everyone's recording them. Everyone's blowing up their TikTok comments on U-Haul. And of course, now they're trying to frame it as we are making a move and banning these certain individuals from never renting these trucks again. But this is not an isolated incident. This has been happening for years, And it's only now that everyone has finally zeroed in on it and been like, what the fuck is going on here? Why do you keep having white supremacists hop out of your trucks? So they're getting the target treatment now. They're getting boycotted because this is absolute lunacy. People were able to identify these trucks with the specific number that is put on them, find who rented these trucks, and find out that they are part of white supremacist groups in all of 20 minutes. So there is no way in hell that U-Haul did not know who was renting these trucks and what they were using them for.
They
They
just got
knew.
caught.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
all
might
it
I
is.
add that a couple of years ago, this happened to Penske. It was pretty much the same thing. You can rent their trucks, and they immediately came out and said, absolutely not. They're all banned, and we actually have an entire part of our company that is going to work on finding white supremacists and making sure they're banned so that they could never do it in the future. So, U-Haul, if you've been doing this for years, why didn't you come out when Penske did and just do the same thing? Because if you did, we wouldn't be here right now. You could have said, this was a one-time incident. I don't know how this happened. They're on a ban list. We have said in the years past we don't agree with this. We all would have been like, okay. But the problem is you remain silent. And you remain silent now when everyone's blowing up your comments. And the only reason you're responding is because you know that's on the line.
Let's be real. Teamwork makes the dream work. You could have reached out to Penske at any time and said, hey, bro, do you have that list of white
Can I have that
supremacists you
list?
could send our way so that we could ban them too? That would be
Penske's now like, get your own
awesome.
list.
Would have been
Get your
really
own
easy.
list.
Get your own list of supremacists. Do the
Get out
work
of here.
yourselves.
Hey, I
Y'all are
used
in
to
on
work for
it.
college. When I worked for colleges, we would confer with other colleges, man. Like a little
Hey,
bit of
that would
teamwork makes
work
the dream
years
work.
ago, not now. If I was Penske now, I'd say, no, 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 no.
You got
I
it.
don't know, man. When it comes to civil rights, you'd think people would want to be humans and be like,
Yeah,
yeah, let's not rent to these motherfuckers. Let's make life hard for
no.
them.
So don't rent with U-Haul.
Yeah.
Rent with Penske.
If you're not loudly anti-racist, you are complicit. Point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Point blank period. All right. We've got the ICE update of the week. So we've got a couple things that we need to talk about. So we're going to start with Mahmoud Khalil, which is one of the first that we covered. First stories we covered. Mahmoud Khalil, 24-year-old Columbia University student. He was a lawful permanent resident, and he was targeted by the Trump-Rubio regime. That's what I'm calling it, because Rubio seemed to take this very personally. And, because he dared to speak out for Palestine using his First Amendment right. So he, this entire time, has been in a detention center in Louisiana. This entire time. Now, mind you, when he was detained, his wife was 8 months pregnant. So obviously, at this point, she has given birth. And we have said on this podcast that he was not allowed to be released to be with his wife. And he has not been allowed to see the baby this entire time. Well, we have an update. Last week, a federal judge issued a bombshell ruling on the case, saying that Secretary of State Marco Rubio has violated the Constitution when he stripped Mahmoud Khalil of his green card and ordered his deportation. The judge specifically called out the law that Marco Rubio had all this time to come up with, what Mahmoud Khalil did to warrant this, and whatever law he called out is a dusty little clause that lets the government deport someone if they're deemed a threat to foreign policy, and said that was vague, overreaching, and straight up dangerous to civil liberties because there's no proof to back it up. So you can't just say, I want to use this law because I like this one. You have to have proof to back it up. So translation is Rubio overstepped hard, and this was obviously a political retaliation, which we all knew, not national security. There is no issue. So yes, why wouldn't he be released, right? You would think, okay, immediate, let him go now. No. As of today, he is still in the Louisiana Detention Center working out final issues with his residents. They still have not released him. Let that sink in.
You know
He
what's
could do
really
nothing
fucked up?
wrong.
You know what's really, really fucked up about Rubio, though? His parents fled Cuba. And he's a lawyer.
It's
He doesn't
crazy.
care. He
But
does
just
not care. He was
like,
bought. He was brokey broke.
There's a
Broker
lot of
than
self hate,
broke.
a lot of self hate in there too. Whole lot of self
The
hate.
money he needed to pay for his house, he bought a boat. That's how broke he went. That's how bad he is with money. He was
Oh,
brought to
really?
act this way. Mm-hmm. Oh, the track record of his finances have been
Oh,
studied.
oh,
Studied hard. The man said,
didn't
I
know
have no
that.
money. Let me refinance my home and buy a yacht. No. He's bad with money. He just recently got out of crippling debt. So, yes, he was to do this.
gee,
Mm,
I wonder if that could have been a conflict of interest in order to be part of Trump's cabinet. Isn't
Well,
that
of
one of the things
course.
that they do with a background check, which they all like denied
I've
for a
been
long
screaming about
time?
this since the beginning. But it stands that this is not about Marco Rubio. This is about Mahmoud Khalil. And Mahmoud Khalil is still not free. So until then, this story is not over. And I hope to see his release this week. And if not, you will hear me talking about it again on Monday. Because I will be pissed if that's the case. So that is an update. Hopefully he will be released this week. Looks like they're just working out last minute things. Let's go to Jimena. Jimena Arias Cristobal. I spoke last week that she was released, and her dad has been released, which is amazing. So she is using her voice and she is speaking out against everything that has happened to her, but also speaking up for the women that are still in that detention center and how they're being treated. So she shared a story the other day of a 21-year-old woman who was detained with her, who had already been there. Looks like she's been there for about 3 months. She was pregnant and she wasn't feeling well, so she asked for some medical care. A medical staff gave her pills, didn't tell her what pills they were, and forced her to take them, like stood there and made sure she took them. She took them because what choice did she have? She got sicker. They ignored her. Then came the nightmare where they told her that her unborn child was dead and that she would miscarry. And they put her in a concrete room with no bed, a toilet, a shower, and a mat on the floor. No medical care, slow suffering, where they left her until she was bleeding out and on the verge of death before they finally moved her to a hospital for 1 week to receive care. She survived, but instead of care or compassion, they shipped her right back to that same detention facility less than a week later. No humanity. This is pro-life. Was this God's will?
it's
Or
been
was
that.
it a woman from Russia who has attempted on multiple occasions to end her life in that same detention center because, quote unquote, it is moving too slow to think that she's going to see the light of day? This is a 19-year-old girl. And some of you are too afraid to do anything, to speak out against anything, to use any voice, any platform you have. This is a woman with a target on her back. She just was released from that detention center, and she is immediately speaking the stories of the women that are still there. And some of you are too afraid to pull over your car and stand in the way of ICE. I'm going to need us to do some internal reflection because a 19-year-old is doing better than a lot of people in this country.
And
Silence is complicity.
she is still facing deportation with her father.
Yes, she still has a whole legal case. And if this isn't going to make you upset, this story sure as hell will. Sofia Vargas. I'm going to need the MAGA pro-life to explain this one to me, because if you couldn't explain the other one, you're really not going to be able to explain this one.
And you need to look at her picture. Go on our Substack and
Go
look
look
at
at
her
her picture.
face.
They are deporting a 4-year-old, Sofia Vargas, with a life-threatening medical condition, knowing that if she does not receive treatment, she will die within days. She was brought here legally. There is a humanitarian program. She was brought here during Biden's presidency because she was not able to get the care she needed in Mexico. She has short bowel syndrome, which is not yet studied in a lot of other countries, but was studied here in the United States, and they had a treatment plan for her. Her body cannot absorb food, so she has to live off of IV nutrition 14 hours a day. She is stable enough where she gets this IV nutrition through a backpack that she wears, so she's actually able to go to preschool. She's able to smile, to live a normal-ish day-to-day life because of the care in the United States. And the Trump administration has just ordered the family to self-deport. And the same app that they used to come here legally, there was an app that they followed, is now tracking them to make sure they leave. This is a death sentence for her child. Like I said, they do not have the medical care in Mexico to take care of her. She needs to stay here. She was not here illegally. The family followed the app to a T to get here. You want to know why he's doing this? Is because Biden let her in.
Because
That's what this
cruelty
is.
is the point. Cruelty is the point.
They are inconvenient for Trump's anti-immigrant agenda. So he wants to erase everything Biden did, and that means a 4-year-old. And he's well aware of it. So tell me again how any of this is pro-life, because just tell
It's
me.
not.
And
It's
when I
not
made the
pro-life.
video, it was silent. It was silent. They couldn't come up with anything. It was silent in our comments.
Because nobody
This
can think of a good
family
reason.
has a GoFundMe. I'm going to link it in the video if you are able to help them, because if they do get deported, hopefully they can set her up with something. It's at like 39K right now. If you're able to donate anything, please. If you live in California, which is where they are, now is the time to pick up the phone and start calling reps, calling senators. They
Call
have
Gavin
not
Newsom.
left yet, and they shouldn't have
Call
to.
everybody. It is cruel. It is
It's cruel.
cruel, an unusual punishment for no reason other than just for cruelty's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And just like with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who they sent to El Salvador illegally, along with 258 other men that we know of in the first round, not including all of the others that have been sent, which, by the way, please go on our Substack, click the links where you can see all of the names of the men who have been identified. Maybe you can help, maybe you know them, maybe you can find a way to assist the families who are trying to find their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
Please do something. Don't just sit there. But Congressman has been barred from seeing Kilmar Abrego Garcia despite the fact that the Salvadorian government knew we were coming to see him. We notified their embassy in Washington, local officials, and our own ambassador to the country. Yet they shut us out. Representative Glenn Ivey. They are literally like not allowing anybody to see Kilmar. This is a power play, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
They thankfully he is no longer in CCOT. He has been moved to a more humane facility, but it is still an illegal detainment.
Mm-hmm.
The United States is trying to brush it under the rug, trying to say, oh, well, he's not here, so it's not our problem. We can't do anything about it. He's not on our soil. That is false. That is a false narrative. They do have the power to do something, and they are obviously on fine contact with the president of El Salvador. And we are paying. We are
Mm-hmm.
paying to house them there. We are paying for this death camp. We are paying for these concentration camps. We are paying to have 4,000, like a lot of people. I think it's over 1,000 people, over like
Yes.
4,000 people, something crazy like that, in the Chrome Detention Center in Florida, which is meant to hold only a few hundred. And we are paying for this. If you want to talk about fraud, waste, and abuse, start
Mm,
here.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
I'm angry. Ah.
mm. Fucking
And it doesn't
Bukele,
end
man.
there with the bullshit that continues to happen.
So, these fucking guys, Department of Homeland Security, they decided to march into Representative Jerry Nadler of New York. He is a congressman, into his office and arrest one of his aides because during that time, the community was protesting the fact that another immigrant was targeted as they were in a courthouse. So the community came out as they should. Everybody was protesting that using their First Amendment right. And DHS marched into Jerry Nadler's office and arrested one of his aides because they said they were harboring rioters. There were no rioters. There was no riot. Nothing was tossed or burned or broken. Another way that this administration continues to label people using their First Amendment right as the radical left lunatics, the dangerous activists, whatever you want to call them, rioters, all so that they can rile up their base and make and try to normalize it for them so they can say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's okay. Get them out of here. If they don't like it, they can leave. No, it is not normal. We're not going to let that shit be normalized. Fuck that noise. And luckily, everyone who was arrested in that altercation was let go, but this is turning into a weekly thing where they find some type of new way to try to push the envelope and
Mm-hmm.
see how far they can take it and see if people are going to push back, and they're going to get pushed back every single fucking time, no matter what, no matter where, no matter who. And that is what they don't like and they don't expect. But we're going to keep making that happen because fuck that noise. We're not
Mm-hmm.
going to shut up about it. We're going to scream in your face. We're not going to be violent about it, but we're going to make it inconvenient as hell on you to try to do this evil ass shit. Bitches.
Mm-hmm.
See you next Taco Tuesday.
I'm staying.
Yeah.
But we
Speaking
we
of bitches,
can celebrate one bitch.
yeah. Speaking of bitches, Elon had a terrible week this past week. There was initially a case back in March when Doge first started their tirade of just breaking into agency buildings and stealing all of the data. So Judge
Mm-hmm.
Tanya Chutkin took the case from the 14 states attorneys general that were suing Elon, but at the time it wasn't dismissed, but it was put on ice because there wasn't intent. We know what the intent was,
Mm-hmm.
but since the Democrats like to follow the law, the intent couldn't be proved as to what they were using the data for. So essentially it was put on ice. But as of this past week, Elon Musk is no longer a member of the federal government. So he is not protected by any type of federal entities. So the day after he officially is gone, Judge Tanya Chutkin, Queen, swoops in and says,
Mm-hmm.
hey, Remember we were
Remember
suing
me?
you? Remember all that fuck shit you were doing? Yeah, that's back on, buddy.
She
That's
said,
happening.
surprise, 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 surprise.
So that's back on. Shit's gonna go to Discovery, and he's not protected. So
He's not protected, not
and
even his body.
yeah, he's not even protected from his body because that boy showed up to an interview with a nice shiner on his face from just in time for Pride Month. Scott Bessent, who is a part of the Legitimaquois community, and that was because Scott Bessent, who is the Department of Treasury head, said, "Hey, Elon, you said you were supposed to bring us all this money from all
It's
these
waste,
Doge
fraud, and abuse.
cuts. The waste, fraud, and abuse. You're only repeating it every fucking 10 minutes, and you're saying they're bringing in so much money from it. Where is it?" Elon said, "What? What do you mean?" Push Scott Bessent. Scott Bessent said, "Excuse me." Boom, right in the
And
fucking
then
eye.
Elon said,
Pow, right in the kisser.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you done
Done
this.
this.
Yeah, so he was sporting that thing in an interview right behind Trump in the Oval Office. And when asked about it, he said, "Oh, I asked my 5-year-old son to punch me in the face. So that's why I have this black eye."
At least he picked something that kind of sounds believable for him and that child.
I don't know because my initial thought, bro, was the thruple with
The
Stephen Miller.
throuple. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
thought when I saw it. I was like,
I was
oh, I know who
I was
did
like,
this.
oh, Stephen Miller punched him. Stephen Miller punched him.
Mm-hmm.
The thruple thing is real. We'll talk more about that
Mm-hmm.
later.
But his bad
But
week continued. His head of NASA that Elon was picking to get confirmed was pulled out of the confirmations race, whatever you classified it as. That is what told me, oh, okay, him and Trump are actually fighting. Because
yeah.
beforehand, it was, oh, they're fighting, they're on the outs, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, it'll happen eventually, but I'm not gonna, get excited yet. But that one, I was like, that's a shot. That was personal. He said, fuck you, fuck NASA, fuck space, whatever you're trying to do over there, fuck that. Fuck space. Right? So that let me know that that breakup's not looking good. And also, in a stunning turn of events, Donald Trump questions if Doge was bullshit. Donald Trump questions if Doge was bullshit.
I don't
I
know. I
don't
think
I
it
don't
might be
know.
this. Did he pull the art of the deal on me?
I didn't find any
So,
waste or fraud or abuse.
and it's just like they lie so much, and it's like, is he actually questioning it, or is he literally like trying to pull the wool over her eyes and be like, oh,
He
i'm
doesn't
i'm
know
just
what's going
questioning.
on. He's like, what? What?
Wait, he didn't make any cuts.
He didn't make any cuts? Oh, gosh.
Scott, good job. Pow, right in the kisser.
Pow.
He deserved it. He didn't deliver on the cuts. So you cut up his eye. Great job.
Well,
So, yeah.
Kitty's gonna do a political tarot for Elon as he leaves the White House. Let's see what the future holds
Let's
for
find
little
out.
Elonia Muscatina.
I'm excited.
Well, I went ahead and pulled 2 cards just now. Judgment reversed, the card of the day. It keeps coming up. So his karma is in question. This is very much a you are fucked, my man. I'm sorry. You're just fucked, my man. I don't know what to tell you. You are that's all I'm getting in my head. It's just you fucked, you fucked, you fucked, you fucked, you fucked. And then we had the 7, is that 7? Yeah, 7 of wands reversed. He's feeling defensive as fuck, and he's failing. Falling off the cliff, literally, falling off every kind of wagon there possibly is. And it's just not a good time for him. So let's see what his last card is. I'm having fun. This is the black eye. It is just gorgeous. The fact that he has people who could absolutely have covered that black eye with some makeup.
He could have borrowed Pete's studio.
The Five of Wands, a horrible conflict, competition. He does not know the meaning of no, and in a bad way. This man is just causing fights left and right. He got a fucking black eye. He's gonna keep causing fights. So look at that. Look at that. We got Judgment reversed,
Wow.
Son of Wands reversed, and then the Five of Wands. That is
tracks.
not a fun reading for our Mr. Muscatina.
Teeny, oh no. It's not a good day.
The black
not a good
eye.
week, not a good year.
It's the black eye. I just
And
can't
we
get
are
over
not
that.
giving up on him. Guys, I need you to remember that
We can do better.
we don't feel bad for him. No, we don't.
Absolutely
and we
not.
continue to destroy this man's career. Just because he left doesn't mean everything he did
And he took Katie Miller with
is
him.
negate.
So we're
getting there. But
I can't help it. I'm so sorry. It's
Muscatina,
fucking hilarious.
your time is done.
Yeah. Who's
No.
not done? San Diego, as Ron Burgundy would call it. ICE showed up and just caused a whole bunch of fucking dystopian ass chaos in San Diego the past week, just trying to fucking arrest people and shit. But again, the community came out and they said no, fuck your tear gas, fuck your smoke bombs. We don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of here, you losers.
Mm-hmm.
You only make like $36K a year. Get out of here, brokies.
Oh, brokies.
You guys are just as poor as us.
Bro.
Fucking
Literally,
class traders. Fucking
all
class
these
traders.
old people that I know have a lot of money are just standing in front of these ICE fans like... And I wanted them to be like, broke.
Broke. Yeah, if you see ICE, call them broke. Because they make like $36K a year.
Call them cash poor, especially. Like, that is
underwear
hilarious.
On their faces. They don't have money for a mask. They don't have mask money.
You can see their lips in their nose. You can see their lips through the panties that they're putting on their faces.
They don't have mask money. Boo them.
Boo them. So San Diego, shout out to you. Shout out to San Diego. You get the Do Not Comply in Advance Award of the Week. It's good to see the trend is continuing. San Diego, Arizona, Massachusetts, all coming out and chasing ICE the fuck out of here. Good fucking job, everybody. Pat on the back. So we have reached the hot mess index, and for this week, it's gonna be the Republicans, because the fucking big beautiful bill that they're trying to pass, that's going to fucking, leave a whole bunch of people dead and homeless and without medical care and jobless, and especially to Joni Ernst from Iowa, Republican senator, who was holding a town hall, and her constituents were literally pleading with her, saying, you cannot vote yes on this. We are going to die. To which she responded with, well, everybody dies.
We're all gonna die. And smirked like she did something. Like she said
and
something
then
clever.
Doubles down in a fucking video and an apology at a graveyard site.
Not the graveyard.
In a fucking graveyard site. Like, what the fuck kind of sick ass shit is this? So, yeah. Especially Joni Ernst, yeah. You're all in the hot mess index. You're traitors. You're traitors to the country. That's the traitors.
See, I should have asked her. I should have asked her to pick up some graveyard soil for me so I could do a hex against her. But you know what? It is what it is. I guess I'll just have to get some of my own. It's a good thing I got my dog's graves in the backyard. It counts. Sorry, that was morbid.
No, Joni Ernst is fucking morbid.
I meant my dead dogs.
No judgment.
All right, let's round this thing out with yes, that really did happen. So we've got a fun lineup this week because it's just we get like a week off and then everything fucking happens. So we're starting off strong. We kind of teased the thruple earlier, but
I
yes,
couldn't help it. I'm sorry. It was
tis true.
ridiculous.
Well, tis alleged that Elonia Muscatina, Stephen Miller, and his wife Katie Miller had a little thruple going on. And they believe it started as business, meaning that Stephen told his wife, hey, keep an eye on Elon. And then it turned into a little thruple. Now, what happens typically in a thruple is that two people start to catch the feels, and then the other one's just kind of there. Yeah, that happened. And no, it wasn't Elon and Steven. It was Elon and Steven's wife,
Let's
Katie.
just put it this way. Katie is leaving the White House to follow Elon Musk.
We have confirmed, they've only confirmed that it's business related, and she will be handling things for him. I think she's handling more than just business things.
I
She's
don't know. She could
handling
probably
the
handle it with some tweezers.
yeah.
Oh shit.
But
Shrimp.
Stephen Miller is crashing the fuck out on X about it. And it's so funny because, of course, he's crashing out on Elon's cesspool's social media platform because he's probably like, he'll see it, it's on his platform. And I can't wait for Elon to ban him from X. But that's what really happened. Again, speculation. We don't have any proof of the thruple, but come
I
on,
think I called it
let us
rumor
live.
has it. I called it rumor has it on Substack.
Rumor
I
has
just
it.
I just want to add in the ironic point that Stephen Miller absolutely loves to tear families apart, and
Oh
then he
yes,
loses his fucking
it's
life.
family.
That's just
It is,
way to
and
go,
everybody
universe.
liked my name for Stephen Miller. He's Voldemiller.
It's Christ.
That might be my best work. Voldemiller.
Voldemort. That's even better than Belvita Voldemort.
No, he's a Voldemiller.
I was crying when I saw
So
that
good.
multi.
Next, we've got
Oh.
something else that's good. Guys, I'm not religious by any stretch of the mean, but I think this new pope might have something on me because boy is he petty. So not only did footage come out of his little meet and greet with JD Vance that he didn't want, JD Vance showed up unannounced to his first mass and he had to meet him. It took about 2 seconds of that meeting for him to shoo JD Vance and Usha away. Literally, he went, keep it moving, get your bad voodoo out of here, which was so funny. But then he also announced that he will be live streaming a mass on June. What's that date? 14th?
14th. No
Is that
King's Day. Obama Day.
is that little Trumpy's birthday?
Who?
I think
What?
everyone. I might go to mass.
You know, I
I
said it
might
before.
attend
I said it
a
before. I'll
live
say it
stream.
again. Catholicism is witchcraft for men, with all of their incense and all of that fun stuff.
All
So
their frankincense and
all their
myrrh.
frankincense and myrrh that they walk down the aisle with chanting,
Murder.
"Oh, murder,
Murder.
Judas, no."
No.
Vines, vines that live in our head.
We're
Murder.
millennials, okay?
I forgot about that.
I have brought you frankincense, and I have brought you myrrh. Murder,
Murder.
Judas,
Judas,
no.
no.
We're aging ourselves.
No, what would be aging ourselves is Candy Mountain Charlie.
Yes.
Carolee Candy Mountain.
But
It's a Leopleridon, Charlie. It's gonna show us the way.
Oh shit.
the Pope is as petty as me, and I have to give him that. Okay, guys, let's give him that. It's so funny. It's so funny. So the Pope is being super petty. Next, we have something we already spoke about, but Joni Ernst. Okay. Now, what I want to talk about is the comparison that I'd like to make is that if we all remember the TikTok days of 2020 when we were all stuck in our homes because of COVID, that someone famous was very upset that she couldn't go to Coachella. And that would be Vanessa Hudgens, from High School Musical. And she decided to make a video that said, yeah, I mean, people are going to die, which is like terrible, but inevitable, which she got so canceled for. That's what Joni just did. She was like, oh yeah, people are deaf's gonna die, but like we're all gonna die.
It gave Lord Farquaad, some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
And then the graveyard follow-up video saying, the only thing I apologize for is for you guys not knowing my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It was just a wild double down
Fucking lunatic.
that I've ever seen. But like the quality of it lining up completely with Vanessa Hudgens' cancel from 2020 is so funny. But the last one, guys, I don't think you're ready. Unless you've seen our video. We did a video the other day because Mr. JD Vance, he spoke. They gave him the microphone at the Bitcoin event of 2025. He was giving the keynote address, and he stood up on the platform, and you would have thought the crowd was going wild. Like he couldn't get them under control because he was going, guys, come on. It's just me. VP, it's just me. I can't talk until you guys calm it down. Yeah, so whatever intern was supposed to put the roaring applause sound left that part out. So it was just cricket.
They failed.
There might have been one clap, a slow clap in the back. It was crickets. And this man was up on stage acting like he had Super Bowl turnout, like it was the end of the halftime show.
It was one guy.
It was like one clap.
After listening to it, it was one guy.
Fox News wasn't able to, because we caught it. We caught it in 4K. We did a video on it. Other people did videos on it. It lives forever on the internet. So Fox News can put in the clapping all they want. We have the raw footage. And they didn't even pan it to the audience because they know better. So they didn't pan it. And it looked like he wanted them to. Like he was like, ah, and then it was like, no, there's nobody clapping.
No, I'm going to put it
this
to the
audience.
I'm going to put it this way. There was more of an applause for the leaked trailer for King of the Hill than there was for JD Vance.
And you just hear the one guy. If you go back and watch the video, you just hear,
yeah, sure. Woo. And that's Marco Rubio in the back. Yeah. And somebody said they forgot to hold up the sign that says roaring applause. That was so funny.
This was filmed in front of a live studio.
I just know these are all interns that have had it. They're not getting paid. They're getting called out on the internet. They've had it. They need to hold up the sign. They forgot. They needed to add the sound of the roaring applause. They forgot. They needed to take Donnie's phone away and turn on the child locks at 3 a.m. They forgot. I just know that the interns are behind this, and there's going to be a study done on this in the future. It's going to be in the history books that like the interns rose up and allowed all of this stuff.
There's just going to be memoirs of the Trump year interns.
Oh yeah, somebody's going to come out with a book in the future that like I was the intern that didn't put the roaring applause for Jesus.
I was the intern that made sure that Trump was not changed before he entered into the room.
We have one that we forgot. The Truth Social post of Trump saying
Biden is a robot.
Biden is a clone and a robot because he was executed
in 2020.
Somebody Take the phone away. Why don't you give him one of those kid iPads that has all the kid locks on it?
That reminded me when you said they need to take the phone away. I was like, oh, right. The last thing you said, Biden is a robot and a clone. And the
They are.
Democrats don't know the difference.
They need to just, guys, the kids have these kids iPads and they have all these child locks on them. That's what you need to give them.
There's guided access. Just triple click the iPhone. It's guided access. It will stop him from being able to leave the app. Just let him
Yeah.
play Candy Crush.
No.
So,
But yes, so fill out the poll if you're on Spotify. It's in the description. If you're on TikTok, YouTube, Substack, go in the comments, leave which of these was the craziest thing you thought could have happened this week. Because every week it's a new set and it just keeps coming. But
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
that thruple or JD or robot clone.
It's so good. It's so good.
I can't. The thruple is really awesome, and I thought the black eye was definitely going to be related to that. But I gotta say, the Biden's the robot clone is very reverse Blue-lusional, which is hilarious to me.
They're gonna say his finger slipped. I just know it. Mine has to be JD Vance because it's just it's so him coded. It's so him coded.
It's par for the course.
And I just know the interns did it, and I just think it's so funny. So that has to be mine.
Oh, God.
But, anywho, that's episode 9.
Join
We're
us
keeping
next
it
week.
Right at an hour. Join us next week where we'll go over more foolishness.
I
But
will
in
go
the
on
meantime-
Substack, and I will include all of the fun stuff we didn't get to talk about as a cute little
Yes.
bullet point.
We don't get to talk about everything or else we'd be here all night. So we are active daily on TikTok, Blue Sky, Substack. So be sure to follow us there because if we didn't cover something here, we most likely covered it on either of those platforms. Also, reminder, if you're part of the Legitimaquois community, we want to hear from you. So again, email, DM, text us if you know us. You might be our friend watching this. And give us your story, anything you would like for us to share that might help other people who are listening, because this is a month that we want to amplify your voice. And also, follow us, subscribe. All of those things help us give content to you.
Like, subscribe, link in bio, all the things.
All the things that we keep forgetting to tell you to do. Can you please do them?
I think we gotta end it here or we'll keep talking. So diversity, equity, inclusion, out!